Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty sure I've already shown you guys maybe a video or two of my new, well, Charmaine's new Subaru. We've named it Esther, as in Forester. So we got some issues. I had a new window put in, and the wiper motor is actually going out. So it's got, you can see all this moving slack. It really shouldn't move that much, and because of that, it has been coming all the way over, and it was slapping this trim, and it actually snapped this trim off, flew off, and we lost it. Well, I went to the guy that I bought it from, who had a spare Forester in his yard. I got the trim piece, and I seen his wiper motor that he had on the parts Forester that he had. It was tight, real tight. So I'm hoping, I'm just gonna swap these guys out and everything should work. There's not a whole lot to it. You're gonna take these off, unbolt these, take this top trim piece off, then you got like 2 or 3 little bolts that actually hold these in, and then 4 or 5 bolts that actually hold the motor in, and then, or nuts, bolts and nuts. And you got 1 nut on the back side of the motor that actually holds the rail across that provides the wiping. So I'm gonna show you guys what you got. Here we go. First off is the wipers themselves, and the nut on these is a 14. Got 1, 2, if these are jammed up on there, you could always push them in and it'll usually pop them loose. That one came off real easy. These guys here, if you look underneath, we're at right about there. You got these little clips. You grab some needle nose and pinch them, and the plastic piece will pop right out. Oh no, slid them right out from underneath the window. That's all right though. All right, so we got 3 little nuts that hold these up. Those are 10s, and I'm sure this is probably a 10 also. 10, and the last piece, there is a, I don't even know if you can see it because I can't see. That guy right there. You gotta loosen that guy up, and the whole rod will detach from the motor, and then you can pull it all out. So besides from the motor being, you could hear it starting to get weak, this guy, like I said, he was a little loose up there. You can see how loose he is down here. The basically just the rubber grommets that link them all together are starting to get wore out. So that's what's getting all that slack. I'm sure if you know your rod in the back actually wasn't all slack, you might be able to get away with just doing the motor, the wiper motor itself. But for my situation. The rods in the back are loose and the motor itself is starting to sound pretty weak. So I'm doing it all. And I mean, I got a great deal on these parts. Next up, what size is that? Oh, you know what? I didn't bring any little wrenches. Shucks. All right. Just to be clear, you're gonna need a 10 and a 14 socket and a 12 wrench, and I need a pair of needle nose and a flathead screwdriver. And if you got all that, you're solid. That's not what I wanted to happen. But that'll do. So I just popped. As you can see, the rod was pressed on there and I just popped it off. It's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to unbolt it, but I guess that'll work. Voila. Now wiggle this guy out. Wiggle this new one back in there. Go ahead and put the nuts on just to hold it in place until I have it all put together, and then I'll go back over and tighten them. New motor back in. Well, I guess I should say used, new to me. Plug her back in. All right. Now, I'm gonna get this guy onto there, and he's actually grooved perfect. Look at that. He's got a little like rectangle slot, so he's only gonna slide on one way. And now we'll put the washer on, put the nut on. I'm basically going to tighten him until he starts to turn, and then I'll call it good. Like that. Tighten these guys down. Pop this cover back on. Oh, my dumb moose. The moose. The big one goes on first, guys. Alright. Now that I got it all back together, I'm gonna run it. That way these stop at their last point, and then I'm gonna put the wipers on. Oh, let me explain. If I put the wipers on now and say these are even off a little bit, basically you could have the wiper climbing over the hood or swinging over, hitting the driver's window. So that's why you want to run it first to get them to stop at where they're supposed to stop. Let's take this sucker on there. Oh yeah, look at that. No slack. These little rubber grommets back on for aesthetic purposes. Right there. Now let's see if these work. Spraying it to lubricate it, because you really don't want to run it on a dry window. You could end up with scratches, but I think they're right where they're supposed to be. Okay guys, so that is the wiper motor removal and installation. If you can see now, these guys, like no movement. Before, these guys were climbing up the window to like right here, and basically when you turn the wipers off, when Charmaine would turn them off, they wouldn't always drop all the way down to here. They'd stop right there. Well, when she go to turn them back on, because of all the slack and the joints and everything, the wiper would come all the way over and slap the driver's window. That's what it actually ripped the trim off when it hit it, and then slapped the side. And it's just because the motor was getting weak and the joints were all slacky. So now it's tight, wipers work. I think we're solid. I would like this guy to be up more, but I think he'll be all right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that showed you guys how to do the wiper motor. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks for all your support. Like, subscribe, share the channel, guys. I'm out.